Again, the date, Sunday the 9th. Welcome, welcome. Today is going to be a juicy call. I imagine we are probably going to run an hour for this call because we have lots of fun things to talk about. Originally, the call was going to be how to make your posts pop, which it is, but there was some conversation on the team page that I think is absolutely worthy of talking about tonight. So I'm going to actually have you guys participate in that part. We're going to talk about that later regarding being in a funk, because it's very timely and it's going around. Let's just say the flu is going around, and so is being in a funk. Okay, so now that my iTunes library is updating in front of my face, I can't see you guys. There you go. Okay, so we want to talk about making your post pop, and since my app is a little bit slow on the uptake here, we're going to go to Facebook first. I'm going to share my page. I'm going to start talking about what I want to get some feedback too. I want you guys to participate in this. Okay. Always happens, you know. It's like the computer runs nice and fast until you need it. And we're gonna, oh, I'm already screen sharing. Sorry, guys. Can you see my screen or no? Yes, you can. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about, first of all, since I'm here and you can see this, this is a new update. I think, oh, now, of course, you don't see it. A new update that Facebook did on seeing related topics. So this is, I haven't quite dug into this, but this is new, where you see related links based on what you, I don't know, what your activity is on Facebook. So I'm sure we will be diving into those kind of things later. But I want to talk about how to make your post pop. First of all, I have to say that I am a work in progress myself. I've been posting for 5+ years. If you go back to my posts in the beginning, they were horrendous. They were horrible. I mean, even over the years, they were horrible. So when I say making your post pop, I don't mean necessarily to be like amazing tomorrow, but I want you guys always to be in a learning phase. And this is actually going to go, I'm going to talk about this later when we talk about being in a funk, but I pride myself in always being a student. And this goes into when you follow top coaches. Wow, this is taking a while. When you follow top coaches, it's very easy to get distracted. And that's what came up in the conversation earlier in the week about getting distracted with top coaches. I've done it. I'm guilty of it. We all are guilty of it. Once you throw that out of the window, then, and you look at it differently, and you look at it as being a student of somebody that's been doing this business longer than myself, or maybe a little better, or you look at it saying, God, I wish that I could, you know, come up with amazing posts like that. I have to say that for me, coming up with posts and posts towards my niche has always been a struggle. In fact, I use Sunday nights are typically hockey nights, and so I was just at the rink, and Heather showed up with her kids, and we were talking about, I told her that finally, after 5 years, I found my infertility niche that I've been looking for 5 years. Okay, so we all know what's our niche. Well, our niche is our story. So we talk about our avatar, right? And you know that there's training that's, who is my avatar? Well, I've known my avatar. My avatar is, working mothers. I would be happy if I came across people in their 30s, late 20s, 30s that are going through that just like I did years ago, adoption, nursing. Those are the people that I can speak the same language to. But for years, I could not seem to get my handle on that adoption community. I'd look at hashtags, I'd follow all the training. And trust me, all that Instagram training in the box, I've done, and I've done multiple times. All the Facebook training I've done multiple times, okay? So I am always a student. I am not a pro. I'm definitely getting better, and that's why I think that this is worthy of talking about, because I feel like it finally all clicked, okay, after 5 years. And my goal has always been, as your coach, to figure something out and to share it with you so that you don't have to struggle like I did, okay? So those are the things that I struggled with. For years, I could not figure out how to find those people. Well, today, go figure. It's World Adoption Day today, and I didn't even realize it until I was working on Facebook, and I noticed somebody that I follow that adopted that said it's World Adoption Day. So I followed that hashtag, and I was like, holy crap, I guess I didn't even realize that it was. And then I dug deeper into hashtags, and I realized there is this whole in vitro infertility community of hashtags that I've been looking for 5 years, and I finally came across it. Now, it's taken me forever, but I'm always a student. I always learn, and I know what I want. I know exactly what I want. I wish that I found that, years ago, but I didn't. But I'm always learning. And that, for me, that's fun. That's what I've always strived on. That's probably why I was a professional student. Go to school, because I always wanted to learn. And I think that also goes into this funk thing about having fun with things. Now, for me, 5 years of digging into Facebook, it's like doing something, it's like doing the same job over and over and over, right? I'm doing the same thing over and over and over for 5 years. For me, I tend to get bored. I know it. I get it. Okay, yeah, Facebook makes changes. I get that. No problem. Yes, my posts can be better, it can be prettier, it can be more put together, but I wasn't having fun. Well, the Instagram kind of threw me into this, and I've been saying this forever, I'm going to figure this damn thing out for years. And Ashley is one of those that would follow what I said. I hated Instagram, so she hated Instagram. But I knew I was going to figure this out. So I became a student again, and a student of what is working for other people. Now, that's not to say I'm going to go copy someone, and this goes hand in hand with Facebook. And it's really, I kind of went back to the basics. What did I do with Facebook a long time ago? And so I studied people. I studied people that I could connect with. And those people that are my same age, and in my same niche that are already doing this business. What are they doing, right? So I learned and I applied, but doing that even more now has been more fun, because it feels like I'm a student again. And so what I want you guys to take away from this is that I don't want you to feel that you are doing things wrong, or that you just don't get it, or you haven't gotten any traction. When you tell yourself, and this is just like anything, you tell yourself that you're not getting any traction, then you're not. If you tell yourself, I'm going to figure this damn thing out, I don't care how long it takes me, that being Facebook or Pinterest or Instagram, you pick one. Please just pick one. And that, I cannot tell you that enough. I picked Facebook, and I did Facebook for 5 years, okay? Now it's my turn to do Instagram. If you're brand new, then do Instagram and just stick with Instagram. And this is, again, we're going to talk about this later with the funk thing. But it comes down to wanting to have fun with this, right? You have to have fun with this. If you look at this as a job and that you're not getting anywhere with it, then it's going to come through in your posts. And that whole long conversation was what I wanted to get to there. It's going to come through in your posts. If you're not having fun with it, then nobody's going to have fun watching you. You have to have fun with it. You have to learn from it. So you learn, you follow those coaches that you connect with, but you don't follow them thinking, well, why am I not doing what they're doing? Learn from them. So now, okay, I want this thing to work because I really want to give you examples here on my phone. But this dude does not seem to want to open up. Let me see if I can remember how to use it. Ah. All right. I don't think that's going to work. Okay. So what I did, you know what? I can just do this on my screen here. I'll go on to Instagram here. What I've been doing for years, okay? Going through Instagram training over and over and over. Okay, I get it. Hashtags, I get it. You guys all get that stuff. You all get that you need to post something motivational, something exciting, whatever. So here, I'm just going to go in a day in the life of me and I just want to be a student, okay? Does that sound good to you guys? Like what goes through my mind when I'm trying to come up with posts? Again, I'm not a pro, but I'll tell you, I'm much better than I was years ago by doing this. So this, I share what I do, then hopefully that will help you. I'm going to close this door real quick. See, this is like you guys just hanging out in my house here. This is not a show here. Okay, so I am going to look up one of my new favorites. Oh, she's paleo. Oh, crap. Paleo fit juice. This is a better one. Fast computer, come on. Okay, we're gonna actually, I'm gonna back off. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place, but there are a few things I want to touch on. Here's one thing that I want you guys to look at, just because it's brought this to my attention. Now, if you guys are on Instagram, even if you don't have any really exciting posts, but you have posts that are you, and this conversation came up when people were looking at each other's Facebook posts. If you guys want a great banner to put on your Facebook cover page, go on this Instagram page, on your own Instagram page. Again, if you have 6 pictures on Instagram, then this will work for you. Go to instagram.com/your username. Take a screenshot. You got to do this on your computer. Take a screenshot of this banner up here, because it keeps changing based on whatever pictures you have on there. And you end up making it the size. Take a screenshot, go into PicMonkey.com, click the Facebook cover page, and upload this. If you go to, I'll show you, PicMonkey. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to take a screenshot of my banner because I'm super proud of it. But again, this is just a start. Start somewhere. But what I'm getting at, this is a representation of you and your life, right? Screenshot. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this banner, and then I'm going to save it. This is me. This is a day in the life of me. Screenshot of the banner. And see, this is fun for me. If it's not fun for you, Find something fun about it. And I'm gonna give you, this is when we talk about getting into funk, I'm gonna give you action items to do, okay? In order to have fun. But this should all be fun for you because you all love playing on Facebook. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. Okay, as soon as this saves. Okay, anyways. Screenshot, go to PicMonkey. Go to design. Go to Facebook cover. Okay, and then you're gonna go to this little butterfly. And oh my God, let me tell you, after all these years of me using PicMonkey, I didn't know this until about 3 months ago, you guys. I'm an idiot. See, I don't know everything. Click on your own. I didn't realize that you could upload your pictures in here. So I was like, I don't get it. I love PicMonkey, but I can't seem to put my own pictures in here. Well, I'm the idiot. And I'll tell you where to go to find some great PicMonkey tips after this. Click. Anyways, upload your own. La-di-da. Saved. Should be my Dropbox. Here it is. See how organized I am I'm not organized at all. I just save pictures, hundreds of pictures to my Dropbox. They have no names to them. I'm not that organized, you guys. Okay, so here's what you do with that screenshot you took. You make it a Facebook banner. Ding, 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 ding. Like this. Oops, I don't want to do that. Like this. There. Now, does that not represent me? Right? Totally represents you. Did you guys see that? Could you see that? No! You guys have to tell me. Hold on. Okay. Now, I'm unmuting you. Okay, I'm unmuting you. What can you see? Tell me what you see.
Now I can see it.
You see my screen? All right, good.
Yeah.
I went through all the crappiness beforehand. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Now you see my browser?
Yep.
Okay, got it. You're gonna, okay, sorry guys. You're gonna take a screenshot of this banner, right? You've got your Instagram / your username. Doesn't matter if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pictures. As long as you have 7 pictures on your Instagram, you can do this. Take a screenshot of this. Go to PicMonkey. I'll show you this here too, so you can see how I got to this. Come on. Okay. All right, so you're on PicMonkey. You're gonna go to this design up here, right? You're pointing. I'm gonna hover over this. Hover. Okay. Then I'm gonna click on Facebook cover. Okay. Then this is the part that I was telling you I was an idiot. I didn't realize. Click on this butterfly over on the left, and click on your own, and then you can upload your own picture. I'm going to escape out of this since I already did it. Okay. So I uploaded my own. This is how it showed up, like this. And then I just dragged it and made it bigger. Okay. There, right there. That represents me and my brand. That's my family, my kids, my motivational, whatever, and my tips. Save that, upload that as your cover page. If you are struggling with a great cover page, because here's the problem. When we're sending out friend requests, when we're reaching out to find customers, and I know that sometimes people have a problem with that, but I'll tell you, when I was listening to my nutrition class, one of the modules today, that's what you have to do when you're running a business. You have to find customers in the beginning, and then you start to have them coming to you and finding you. That's just part of, if you want to do the business, you got to find people. In order to find people, you need to add friends to your friends list, right? We're talking social media right now, and we'll talk person to person. And if you guys can mute yourself, that'd be great, so that I don't have to keep going back and forth. If you have a loud noise. Okay, so upload this quickly to your Facebook cover page, and you've got a representation of yourself, so that when you do go and friend a new person, they come over, and the only thing that they can see, typically, the first thing that they see is that cover page. It makes a huge difference. If you can take something that represents you and make it easy and throw that up there. So this is a really easy way to put something up there. Even if you're not really actively using Instagram, chances are you've played with it. Chances are you've got 7 pictures that you've put up there. Okay? So, okay, now back to Instagram. So it used to be called Iconosquare. It used to be called Statagram. It's called Iconosquare. So when I'm on my computer, it's an easy way to search for people on Instagram. So I'm talking about being a student again. So there are certain people that I find intriguing and have beautiful posts. And again, I've gone through all the Instagram training. I've gone through all the Facebook training over and over and over. I get it. It's just, I just want to keep improving, right? So I'm constant, what is it, paleo. Let's see if I can find her this way. Here she is. Elise Hubbard. She's like my new favorite, who is amazing by the way. And I've actually asked her lots of questions, because I'll be honest with you, and you guys, if I'm feeling this way, then you guys are feeling the same way. After doing all this Instagram training, I totally get it, right? How can I apply it to me? I have these questions that just don't seem to be answered in all of this amazing training that people that are so successful at doing it. So if I have the questions, then you have the questions as well. So Elise is someone younger than myself. So her niche is a bit different than myself. And she's paleo, and she juices. Okay, so I don't juice. I've just in the last year started to eat paleo-ish, right? Paleo style. Not 100%. And as she likes to say, there's no paleo. So when I asked her, should I change my name to something other than my regular name? She said, well, you can, or you can keep it the same. It depends on what you want to do. But who's out there looking for someone like you? And I said, okay, well, so she gave me some ideas, and I said, okay, well, I'll change it. It doesn't hurt, right? So I said, okay, well, what really defines me? And I've been saying this for 5 years, you guys. So I want you guys to know that as long as this is going through your head now and it continues to go through your head and you continue to grow, you don't have to stick with it. I probably have had 5 different Instagram names over the last few years, but since I had 1,000 followers, it's not really, I'm not getting into that 5,000-10,000 followers. It doesn't matter if I change my name. You just know that you're not stuck on something. Okay, well, what fits me? Well, paleo. And I said, well, I don't really take myself too seriously, so it's like paleo-ish, because people are going to search for that. Okay. And then we were talking about like super mom or whatever. So I came up with paleo-ish, fit, busy mom. Let me tell you, the moment I changed the name, people wanted to talk to me. I was like, okay, that's a nice change, even though I had changed the name before to something else that was other than my name. Fit Balance, right? Wasn't quite as catchy. So I'm constantly learning, I'm constantly applying. That's what want you guys to know. Just get in there and get your hands dirty, you know, do it. See what happens and change it if it doesn't work. Okay, so back to me studying other coaches, right? I'm not studying the fact that this girl has just now hit 5-star diamond. She's just done amazing. She's 6 or 7 now, I don't know. So she's surpassed me in rank, whatever. That part I don't care about. What I care about is how is she getting her message across to her audience. I want to be able to get my message across to my audience, whatever that audience may be, right? Because I only have a certain number of followers on here. So what does she do? She posts food, she posts herself, and I'm constantly going back to her page, not because I want to duplicate it, but I'm trying to find little tiny details that she's doing that I can apply to mine to make my posts pop, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to pick, 3 people that you really just seem to be attracted to in what they do as a coach. Not their rank, not how successful they are, but what speaks to you in their message. See, what I think is great about hers is that it's very inviting. It's very intriguing. You want to like, what's going on? She's got these great fonts. It's really bright. So then I take it a step further. I'm going to give you an example. What was the one I was looking at recently? Well, she's got her here. This is what I study. Transformation. She's got her transformation picture, right? She puts her transformation picture, and Chris is obviously the expert, but I'm speaking to you as a not expert, but what I do to better myself, right? So I'm speaking to you as just like a brand new coach. I have a brand new coach on Instagram. How am I improving my numbers, my engagement, bringing people over to Facebook? Holy crap, all that stuff's happening now. First, I changed the name, and people started to talk. Second, I look at her transformation pictures. Now, if you don't have necessarily a physical transformation, you have a transformation of some sort. So, and I read her messages. Okay, it's how, and she always puts a message. How did I struggle before? What was the change? How am I now? And so if you put that always in the back of your head, what was the struggle before? What made that change? How am I now? How can I help you? Action item. Okay. So I put that in my head now, every post. What was my struggle before? And I'll show you now how my mind is thinking, and then I'll show you what I did on my post. What I did before, and I've done this on Facebook. It's the same thing. But I just, you get out of it. And then you realize that you only have one chance to make a first impression, right? Like, especially on Instagram, if you're diving in that. On Facebook, same thing. You make that first impression, you bring in a new friend, they see your posts, and you've made a really good impression, then they're going to stick around. So what was my struggle before? What was the change? How did I make it better? What can I do for you now? So you look at her, she posts them, I think, once a week. And I'll tell you also, Carly Del Carlo, I do the same thing. which I studied her months ago, and it just didn't hit me. So I go back to those people. What are they doing? It's just like any training. Sometimes you hear the same thing, it hits you differently. Hopefully this will hit you a little bit differently now. Okay. So, and I listen for clues. You know, when people are on national wake up calls, or you happen to stumble across their video on YouTube, I listen for clues like, what apps are they using? What text apps are they using? Not that what I'm using is wrong, but what can I do to kind of maybe add something, and maybe there's something better. So she uses A Beautiful Mess. Well, this text app. I had A Beautiful Mess. I'd used it for a couple like little handwriting things. I spent more time on it, and I realized how cool this app is. So I dug in deeper. So you can see she has one picture, but she adds something to it. It's just not just throwing up a picture. And here's where being a student comes in again. If you listen to Janelle Summers' call a month or so ago, 2 months ago, I don't even remember now. She talks about taking that extra 5 minutes before posting to really make sure that things are put together. That goes in my head every single time I post, ever since I listened to her. Sometimes I just want to get it up and out the door, but it's like, you know what? If I get it up and out the door and I don't spend the time on it, then that first impression is going to be crappy. It's better to take the time on doing that post, thinking about what your message is. Why am I posting this? Right? Your goal, and we've talked about this before, you know, putting a post-it note on your computer. Is this going to help somebody? What is the reason why I'm posting this? Don't just post it. Think about it first. Who am I helping? Why am I going to help? And get a message. You don't need to write a book, but you can simply say the reason you're doing this, why. Think first before you post. It's like, think first before you speak. Okay. So spend that extra time, learn what I do. Now, taking it a step further, I look at the font. I swear, this is the craziness. I look at the font and I go, okay, I think that arrow came from this one app, and I think that came from another app. No joke, I do that because I want to use, I don't know, I want to use the things that pop. And I'm not making any sense because I'm just doing what I do. So I'm gonna go to my post, and I'm gonna tell you what went through my head in these. Okay, just like, okay, so this, and you saw the picture I posted in the team page. This one here, and I'm really trying to focus with food, and I'm not an expert, and I've always struggled with this, but I know that that's what my niche wants: healthy, quick food. Okay, so I need to take my time with it. I need to, when I'm in the kitchen, I need to take pictures. So I'm telling you this should go through your head. Taking pictures. And now I just take the pictures and then I deal with it later. So I took this picture. God, I wish I could show you the actual real picture. And it was crappy. I'm going to actually see if I can show you it on the screen. Not even the real one. Hold on. This is the picture. Okay. It looks pretty crappy. It's a white plate. I took it on a white plate, but you can see there's like specks all over the place. The old me would just upload that crap, right? I would just upload it. Here's the recipe. Here's what I did. Just because I wanted it up. Instead, take it a step further. Okay, how can I make this nice? So with this picture, I used an app. This is my favorite one right now, just so you know, called Ogle. It's the yellow one, OGGL, on iPhone. I don't know if it's on an Android. And I upload that crappy picture that I took in there. And there is a setting for food. All I did was save it as a food picture, and that's what it did to it. That took me an extra 5 minutes to do. Then I put it in a beautiful mess, and then I put the text over it, and then I uploaded it with a little background. Okay, so this is not a professional picture. This was my crappy picture, but I took an extra step and thought about it and played with it before I uploaded it. Okay, so yes, you may be posting less often because this is going to take you more time to do, but that first impression is key, and I guarantee you're going to start to get more activity. Now, I'm gonna scroll back on my Instagram because this goes along with like making your post pop. Okay, so I started working with Ellie a little bit. I had her take over my Instagram a while back because I just needed someone to do it. I had things actually mixed up because what I was doing was I was sticking with my comfort zone Facebook, and I was having somebody else do my not comfort zone. And it just, every time I would look over there was like, I get that she gets what I'm getting at, but that's not really what I want, right? So what I wanted was, I still wanted to create, healthy tips, but I started to look, I want bright colors, okay? And that's from looking at other people's pages. You listen to Shalene's training, and it's that first impression. What does it look like if someone's going to look at that? It's taking that extra 5 minutes. Well, I don't know what I want. Okay, play around with it. No, I get that. No, okay, I want bright colors, motivation. Okay, so I'm scrolling through here. So bright colors started around here. Apple, this. Yeah, okay, that's good. But still, they weren't bright enough. Okay, little bit brighter. Little tips is what I wanted. And then this is what happened. I made this quote in the app called WordSwag. And a lot of you guys already know what WordSwag is. But I was playing around with it, and I accidentally hit the button that said invert. And I went, oh my God, that looks so cool. Okay, here's what I want to do. Instead of sharing somebody else's quote, because what I do is I go to Google and I search in a quote, but I'll get better with this. This is easier. But anyways, I search in Google, I find a quote, and I share the quote, right? Like we all do, because it's easy. It doesn't take us time at all to do that. We're still providing help, content, whatever. Okay, instead of that, I'm going to Google the quote, and then I'm going to type it in and use WordSwag. So I said to Ellie, I want bright colors in using this WordSwag. Well, she didn't have it, and so this one came up. She's like, well, is this good enough? Well, yeah, that's good. Okay. This one's good, but it's still not what I want. So this is now what I've done is basically branded myself. So I started to throw in these quotes using WordSwag, right? You can see them popping in here. Okay. Then I'm gonna back up. So that's the start. So then I started to take over my Instagram because she was sharing stuff, and it was awesome. But it still wasn't bright. What I really wanted. So again, playing around, I was using this Ogle app, and I took this picture, and this was actually a screenshot of me, one of my videos. I was reaching over to hit pause. So this was actually a video, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I threw it in this Ogle app, and then hit the black and white, which is unlike any other black and white. I was like, man, that's cool. Okay, I'll use that for this post. And then we're at the Kings game, and I used that same app, and I was like, dang, that's cool. Okay, bright colors, black and whites with the Ogle app, and my WordSwag. All right, getting there. Okay. So I started, I wasn't quite convinced. I'm going to still do color here. Oops. There's still color here because I'm still putting a quote out. It's still me being a product of the product, which is good. Then this is a little bit bright. This was a recipe I used, or that I did on my website. So I took this picture and you know, made it pop. This one was really popular because it's bright. You can't miss it. It's, okay. I'm getting somewhere with this. So Ellie was still posting things. She has the Shakeology here, which is good. And I was like, dude, am I going to post Shakeology? I don't know. But it was good. It got a lot of activity. Here's the ogle again. Little bit brighter. Still using word swag. Then this is, I think, when I said I'm going to take it over. Because I found, okay, this is the tip, guys. So now I've shared with you some apps. So now I go into Pinterest. And I think of something, a quick tip. And this is my audience, okay? So think of you guys and your audience and what they need, right? Because you're on Pinterest looking for the same dang thing. Go on Pinterest, you look for something, something pops. So what I did was I took this long Pinterest thing and I screenshotted this little bit here. And it's super quick tip. Freeze fresh herbs and olive oil so they don't go bad. That was it. But the color and the picture was so bright. And of course my picture, but I didn't use it, you know. I'm not the only one. I'm not saying go use other people's pictures, but I am kind of saying it because everybody does. You can still make it your own. Nobody would notice that this is their picture. And don't quote me on that. Okay. This was my own picture. Bright colors. I'm still randomly doing this, right? Bright colors, Halloween. This was a quick tip. I found this on Instagram. I'm looking for bright colors. It's Halloween. What's a great tip? Boom. That's it. I shared that. Just like me pinning it. Half the times you pin it and it's not even the blog post that it goes to. Okay, same thing here. I found that on Pinterest. Quick tip. I wrote something about it, whatever. Okay, now I used Ogle on this and I actually took an old picture that I had posted and wrote over it, and I was just playing with a beautiful mess on this with the font. I thought, okay, I like it, but I still think that I want to stick with the quotes on the word swag. So see, this is all going through my head, okay? So I want you guys to go through the process of just testing it out. Because what you will do is you will end up, I did this here, same thing. Pinterest, found this. I was looking for like, it's weekend, pancakes. What can I find that's like really quick, that's Instagram friendly, that people can take real quick, right? And this was it. Then I came across, my recording. Then I came across, I don't even remember whose Instagram it was, but researching, right? Hold on, screenshotting. And I realized that she was very uniform in her pictures, and you can't tell on the desktop here, but I noticed that this top coach was posting one picture, one quote. Completely different than me, but one picture, one quote. And what that did on her Instagram feed was it lined up all the quotes in one line. And it looked so professional and put together. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. I counted. Picture, quote, picture, quote. Oh my God, that's what I need to do. So if you go on my Instagram on your phone, you will see picture, quote. And every day, every picture, the quotes are lined up either in the middle or on the side, and it looks very uniform, and it looks very, so when you're going and you're following all of these people, they come over to your page and it looks put together. It's that first impression. So I'm sticking with picture, quote, picture, quote. Throwing in my black and white pictures with that Ogle app of my family, but those pictures are something food, health related, or family, or being a product of the product. Okay. So I did this on Instagram the other night. I found this tip, and it was in this long post, and I was like, there's no way I can crop it. So let's see. Oops, sorry. I'm clicking on my friend here. By the way, this is the guy I went to high school with. He plays he was in the Olympics, pro volleyball. But what I did was I went onto Google, so I knew what the tip was because it was really easy to share. Freeze garlic. Okay, so if I go to Google, I find a picture of garlic, because this was like in the middle of the night. I could have gone downstairs and taken a picture of it. Took a picture of garlic, went over to my apps, and I did this banner with Rona Designs. Then I saved it. Then I went to A Beautiful Mess. Then I typed this stuff in, okay? So it's super helpful information. I had 54 likes. That's like so unusual for me, but in the last week, once I started to become more uniform in what I was sharing, people are liking it more. They're ready to come back for more, right? So it's a process, and you can take the same idea on Facebook. You know what you're posting. If you just want to improve what you're posting, take a step further. If you're on your computer all the time instead of your phone, take it to PicMonkey. Take that picture that you took that you want to post, make it a little bit better, add a filter to it. Think of what the reason why you're posting it is, what you can help somebody with, and an action item. Do that for every post you do. Again, you may post less, but your pop or your impact will be so much better by just taking those extra steps and going through the process that I'm going through. Look at now I've given you my map of what I did. So I was going to say, look at mine and see what I'm doing, but I'm just looking at other people's and making it my own, right? I'm not saying go and do the exact same thing as I did, but you could. But if you're talking to the same niche I am, but this isn't taking me any longer than it was taking me before. It just, I had to think a bit more. And you know what? It's more fun, because then I realized how much more enjoyment I'm getting from sharing, right? It's not just throwing shit up. Sorry. It's not just throwing it up, hoping that it would stick, right? That's in the beginning, yes. But you guys are here because you want to know how to make things pop. I guarantee, do this for a week. Think about what you post. Make sure it's something that is helpful to your niche, and have fun with it. Okay, we only have a few more minutes because I'm going to go back. I'm going to go into, I did ramble. Was that helpful at all? Not really. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm going to talk about what I talk about best.
I need to cook this more.
Talking about being in a funk. I'm going to stop screen sharing here because this is all related. Okay. And I appreciate you posting that, Michael, because it started the ball rolling. And it all comes down to go back to when you first were coaching, when you first became a coach, before you became a coach, what were you doing? What I want you to do is I want you to think about what you were doing before you became a coach. What workout were you doing? What nutrition were you doing? Why you were having fun with it? Why did that spark your interest in becoming a coach? Because what tends to happen is we tend to get in this and we forget all about that and we make it just about business because we feel the pressure of hitting Success Club and being successful and signing up coaches and being Emerald, and we forget all about that part where it was fun. And when you do this and you focus on all that other stuff, one, it doesn't become fun. Two, it becomes pressure. Three, you're incredibly hard on yourself because you're not producing the way you were before. And this is what happens when new coaches start. Either they're too afraid to get out there, that's one, or they get out there because they're having fun and people are asking them what they're doing, and they hit Success Club their first couple months. And then it's, oh my God, I don't want to miss Success Club. So you again forget about that previous time and you're just about business, and you're worried about keeping your rank, and you forget what you did before, where it was like no stress about this. I'm just going to try this thing out. I'm just going to share. And, oh, look, people are interested. So I want you to go back to where you were before. I want you to like completely take out all the rank and Success Club and all of that, and remember the days that you were not a coach, because the days that you were not a coach, there was no stress about Success Club or Emerald. You didn't even know what that was, but you were just sharing, and you were working out, and you were having fun, and you were being creative, and you were like checking in on people and just being happy. When we're stressed out, and I'm a perfect example. When we're stressed out, we're not happy because we're stressed out. And I guarantee you, if you looked at my team calls from the last 3 weeks compared to this week, even though I'm all over the place, you can see it in my face because I was stressed out, totally stressed out. And I could tell. And it comes across. It really does come across. So forget all that other stuff. Forget that you dropped rank. That happens. You want to know? You could be a 10-star and drop to a 3-star the next day. It happens. And it happens. The only person that it doesn't happen to, there's one coach it doesn't happen to, is Hillary Kelly. I want to be Hillary Kelly. But that's like nearly impossible. You drop rank. The only way you get past that is you have to have fun with what you're doing, and you have to keep adding new people. You can't keep talking to those little people. I'm sorry. I'm speaking from experience. And again, if you could see my list of people, if I were to sit back and go, God, that person was so ready to go and so excited, and our Getting Started Right call was amazing, and I don't know why she dropped rank. I don't know why she dropped from Emerald to coach. I just don't know. Because she stopped talking to me. And then you start to worry about those things, and what goes in the wayside? All that fun that you had before, right? Am I right? You're not having fun when you're in a funk, right? I'm looking at you. So have fun with it. Once you start having fun with it again, and here's how you can have fun with it. This is how I have fun with it. I dig into stuff like this that we just went over. I dig into like, how can I make my pictures better? Not, okay, I gotta find 5 people. Okay, that's just stuff I do. Find 5 people, 3 people. Today I didn't do it, or whatever. I'm not perfect. If you saw my Power of 3, it's not perfect. But what I do is I send messages to people. For me, that's my Power of 3 typically. I realized that once we started going through the Power of 3, and like my invite column was empty, and my coaching invite column was empty, but I could send 1,500 messages checking in on people, genuinely checking in on them, not just saying, hey, how are you doing? I've been successful from doing that. Okay, so don't put yourself in a box. If you're sending 15 messages to people, you're still reaching out to people. They still are seeing your beautiful content that you're having fun putting together, okay? Yes, a people-to-people business is key. But if you want to grow fast, you're going to have to embrace social media. But I want you to have fun doing it. And if you are in it to learn, then learn, and don't get distracted by what you're not doing, or this person is so amazing, I wish I could be doing that. You're like, okay, how can I, get better. Go back and look at my old pictures, and I think I have like a Beachbody, P90X Beachbody album. I threw that out there, and then I just improved, and I improved. And I mean, it's taken me 5 years. So find the one platform, Facebook, since that's what I know you guys from, and that's what I've been successful with. Make it fun. You have to post 3 times a day to stick in it. Don't just throw things to the wall, because that's not fun. If you only post twice today because it took you longer to put a post up, then make those 2 posts like amazing. And people want more. People want to see that. People want to come back to that. So that effort you put in was fun. You weren't stressed out about it. And that's when people are going to start coming to you. Once I started on Facebook, once I started to create great posts, people started to come to me because I thought more about it. I wasn't just posting. And in the beginning, that's what we say, just post, because people aren't used to posting. So that's fine when you're a brand new coach. But when you're someone that's in a funk because you've had many, many conversations and they're not going anywhere, then you need to change something, right? Changing something is, I don't want to have those same conversations. I totally get that. I don't want to have those same conversations either. So how can I make a change and make it fun? Maybe I can look at my niche again. Who am I talking to? What do they want to hear? Who can I research through? Spend a day researching. I had talked about that before. Spend a day researching, taking notes. I mean, I have books and books of like, here's some more notes. This is what I do. And this is what I did when I was working full time. I would be on my break and I would be looking at stuff, taking notes. See, look, this is how I do it, right? I'm constantly learning. I am a student, and I don't get distracted. And when I do, I know my business suffers. So instead of getting distracted, keep learning and applying and tweaking. And it doesn't need to be perfect, and it never needs to be perfect. And you don't always have to have the answers. And if you're talking to somebody in person and you don't have the answer, get back to them. Have fun with it. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. When you're stressed out, you're not having fun, and then it's a tailspin. And I know that for a fact, because that's what I just went through. And I said, screw it, I want to have fun again. And here I am. And the way I have fun is how can I make this better? How can I make this better, right? So I hope that helps. I know for me, over the years, it's up and down. It's up and down. I've lost rank. When I've lost rank, I can't do anything about it, but what I can do, I can have my team calls. I can provide a challenge group for everybody that needs to put somebody in there because they can't seem to be hitting Success Club. I can, those are the things that you can control. I'm talking to one person there. You can control it to a point with your team, but like we said before, you can't control it. You just have to keep moving on and have fun, and that's it. So I don't know. That's what I have for my soapbox today. I hope that's helpful. I'm gonna no, you guys are unmute. Unmute yourself if you guys have a question. I do better with questions too, but especially with this social media picture popping, you probably do have questions or who to talk to or hashtags or whatever. So speak up. Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
Janet.
Go for it.
What was the app you said? You said A Beautiful Mess. I got that one. Then you said Ogle?
Ogle, OGGL.
Is that iPhone only?
I don't know if
I can't find it.
I have an iPhone, so that's what I use.
I know Word Swag is iPhone only.
Okay. There's one app that's that I know is on Android. It's called PixArt. It has a bunch of things that you can do. It's this
the Pixlr Express. I have that one.
This one right here, PicArt. The blue peacock looking thing.
Okay.
PicArt. That one I know is on an Android. I mean, they're all very similar. Hitsematic is where I came across that Ogle because Moksha on our team takes, I learned. Moksha takes the most beautiful food photos. And she was using this app called Hitsematic. And they've got all these filters, but you have to take the picture with the app, which I don't like because I like to be like quick and spontaneous. So I was like, well, is there anything like Hipstamatic, but that's an app? And the people that make Hipstamatic make this ogle. And so that was like my solution to this food picture issue. So food pictures and black and whites, that ogle, Hipstamatic, I don't know. If you Google, Maria, if you Google Hipstamatic for Android, then you may come up with a similar app. That would be my suggestion. And
Thank
same
you.
with A Beautiful Mess.
I got that one. I got it on Android.
Oh, you do have it. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I just got it. Thank you.
Yeah, and then Rona. I don't know if Rona Designs is on there too. That's a good one.
What is it?
Rona Designs, RHONNA. There's a lot of fun things to do with that. A lot of people use that. And you know what you could do is you could take just that one app, whatever your favorite app is, and like a particular font, and stick with that font for all of your whatevers. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so people know what to expect when they come to your page. Right?
Okay.
That's kind of like
It's on, that one's on Android. Can't
What's
see it. Anyway, that's the Rona
Oh,
design, so that's on Android too.
okay, good. Then you're set. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions about being in a funk? Michael?
I don't know. I feel like I'm doing everything that is fun, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. But it's just, I guess I need to dig into something new, maybe.
No, not necessarily. Okay, so let's do this. So you're reaching out to 5 people, 3 people, doesn't matter, right? Adding people to your network.
Yeah.
Okay. Reaching out to people, then guess what? You just have to have patience. And I know that that was discussed in the thread. Patience and this, I used to have this conversation with brand new coaches because before they wouldn't hit Success Club and then they would have patience, and then all of a sudden the floodgates kicked in. And that's part of the business where you get this like high, where you had Carl coming and this excitement, right? And as long as you have to be okay with what you're doing. And that's where it's hard right now, because you feel like you're doing everything and nothing's happening. But if you ask every successful coach, they did the same thing. You just have to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And maybe 2 years from now, those people that you're talking to will come to you. But if you stop doing it, they will never come to you. So you're just like, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing the 3. As long as you are good with saying you are doing the 3 vital behaviors every single day, then I guarantee you cannot fail. Just like if you're doing a Beachbody program every single day and following the nutrition plan, you know what people get, right? I'm not losing any weight. I can't see anything. I don't see any changes. Okay, trust the system. If you're working out every single day and you're doing the nutrition on day 60, on day 90, you will have results. It's the exact same thing. It's exactly the same thing in this business. I cannot stress that enough. So if you're missing a piece, just like nutrition, if you're missing the Shakeology, if you're missing your workouts, then you can't expect the same results, right? But you have to be patient. Boom. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen, you have a rush and then you don't. My business is like this too. It's like, I've got people coming to me one day, and then the last month, for all of us, I think in October, it was a struggle. The first month I didn't hit 10, which for me was like, I was a piece of cake for me. But I didn't. And I've been like reaching out to people, doing everything, doing above and beyond. Guess what? That's going to pay off later on. Okay, so as long as you're continually doing it every single day, and then not getting bored of it, having fun with what you're doing, you have to be okay with it. And you're like, I trust the system. I have to trust the system. Because if I don't, then I will fail. And you have to trust the system because
This app.
of all of us that have done it before you, right? So you're continually adding new people to your business. You're continually adding new coaches to your network, new coaches that show up, that surprise you. Like half the time you sign up people and you're like, oh, these people are going to be great, and then they don't do anything. And then the other half, they sign up and they're like, oh, I'm just going to do the discount. And then the next thing you know, they're like hitting Success Club 5. Wait a minute, I thought you were a discount coach. You know, this business with as far as coach signups go, you just have to keep signing them up, having those conversations, and see. And here are the tools. Here's what I offer you. Let's hope you do well. I'm here for you. You cannot sit on somebody because you think that they will do amazing or they said they will do amazing. I've had people say, I cannot wait to be a 15-star diamond and do all this other stuff, and they didn't do one thing because they thought they knew the business. So if I got distracted by that one person, I put everything into them, forgot about the rest, I'd be totally screwed. But instead, awesome, great, here's the training, I'm here for you. Here are my phone call, I'm here for you. Guess what? I'm still having new conversations. You want to be a coach? This is great. You just have to keep having those conversations because you're going to fill in those that it's just not for them, or it may not be their time. I mean, I'm looking at someone right now on this call that it wasn't her time, and now it is. So, but you have to, you just have to. That's what's so great now is that, like, here are the tools. Here's the team page. Here, you've got everything. You're not missing anything. So just for you, be confident in knowing you're not missing anything. You're not missing anything in your toolbox. You're not missing anything in your daily activity. You just have to trust the system. Right? Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions? Concerns, frustrations? Nobody? I'm looking at who I have on here. Any social media questions? I want to share, let's see. Oh, for PicMonkey, if you want to learn some cool tips on PicMonkey, Google Katie Hefner. She's another coach. KATIHEIFNER. She's got some really great free tutorials on YouTube that she did. She went through PicMonkey. They're awesome. I was digging in there. That's how I learned that I could upload a picture onto it. Katie Hefner, and then on Instagram, looking at just how things are put together, would be Elise Hubbard, or what's her Instagram name? Paleo_fit_juicin_chick, and then Happy Healthy Me, Carly Del Carlo. I was snapshotting her Instagram today, even though I have spent time with her. I've gone through her list of tips that I have in our Instagram box. I went back to her page today and I was like, okay, let's see. Post her transformation here, motivation. What does she write in her transformation? What kind of hashtags does she use? Just be a student. That's all. Don't get distracted. Have fun. Stick with one platform and do your daily activity. That's it. I don't know what else to tell you. There's no magic. You know what? We're busy. I'm trying, and here's the other thing is I constantly think of those people that are struggling when they post to the team page. So when I'm talking to you guys on these calls, I'm talking to those people, even if they're not on this call. So I'm trying to think of, I know one particular person who's incredibly busy, who's also in a funk, and I could be talking about you, but who's in a funk, who's, you know, who hit Success Club before, who doesn't seem to be able to do it again, who's kind of lost the excitement about free groups. I lost the excitement about free groups. I haven't done a free group in a couple months because I didn't feel that I was putting what I could put into it. So what am I doing? I'm thinking outside the box. Let's see, I want to do an event. I want to do it's just like doing the same workout over and over and over again. We give you a tool, start with a free group because it's easy to do it a few times, but change it up if you're bored. Just like your workout, change it up if you're bored. Look at what other people are doing. Think outside the box. You don't have to do that same thing over and over and over again. You want to improve. I want to put together a different group. I want to put together a squat group. And I noticed that some people are doing that, which I think is awesome because it shows that you were bored with the previous one. You've run a few. Now it's time to keep going, but do it in with a different look. That's all. Keep it fresh. So, what is that? 8 hour. Oh, is that Melissa McAllister?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep it fresh. So she's got an amazing Instagram. If you're doing videos, then learn from her. So be a constant student. Have fun with it. Remember what you did before you were a coach. And go back to doing that. Now that you know all I got to do is reach out to 3 people a day, just keep doing what you were doing before and run a group. Run it together, you know. All right, I'm beating a dead horse now. Okay, any more questions before we hang up? Sorry, this did go long. And feel free to ask questions in the team page. I didn't read the chat today because I cannot multitask that well. So if there were things that are in the chat that need to be put on the team page, can you guys do that? And that's it. I appreciate you guys getting on the call tonight. Wednesday, we're going to do a business op. Sunday night, I think we're still on for our team call. I'm going to try and get a guest on the call. It's my birthday weekend, but I'll be back from Palm Springs then. So, all right. Have a good night, you guys. Bye.